Good boys, trade recap. Gonna be a quick one. Message coming around, and my phone is on 10%. So we're gonna be rushing this. This is today's trade. I did not take this. I exited early in this red line because I'll go over it. I'll go over it in a minute. We'll go over when was this? Tuesday. So Tuesday actually took a small, well, I'll say small, 1%. Lost 1% Tuesday. Yeah. On GU, simply because, well, I wasn't patient enough, obviously. But what we had was, it's a bit messy because I haven't been able to record since I've been in Manchester. Right, so the trade idea was fair value gap. You see on this candle here, come on down, filled it, nice reaction off of it, right? So I saw that we came on into this 4 hour, wiping all this sell side liquidity, right? All these equal lows here. So we swept on down. We got an hour market structure shift, which left behind a tiny hourly little fair value gap, right? So, you know, sweep of liquidity into a high PD or a nice little cheeky area, and then an explosive move out. I'm looking for longs, especially when the daily is also showing heavily bullish. So yeah, drop down to the 5 minutes. Have a nosy. 5 minute time frame. Was it 15 minute? Yes, there's 15 minute inverted fair value gap here. So I took my trade off of. So you see we came on in, and then we had a pretty terrible reaction, but that was to fill out this fair value gap, also tap into the 4 hour fair value gap yet again with this long ass wick, which is why I didn't place my stop loss below this fair value gap, because price might want to come back and return to this 4 hour fair value gap. So I've placed my stops at this candle's low, which was the low of this fair value gap. As you see, we got filled in. It was moving quite nicely, got up, and there was news. So Tuesday, yeah, the core retail sales. I was in Manchester walking around. I was checking my phone. I had a look, and price was, you know, broke above these highs. So I was thinking, oh yeah, news. I'll move my stops to break even with news. It's just an injection of volatility coming for these equal highs. I was wrong. Moved my stops to break even. Still managed to lose $1,000. It is what it is. Could have been easily avoidable. I played it safe because of news, moving my stops to break even, but because it's such big volatility, didn't even fucking matter. So that's that trade. Pretty decent trade. If news didn't come out, then I wouldn't have lost any money, but, you know, it is what it is. We move on to the next day, which was... I didn't take this one, by the way. I labelled it the same idea as the GU, but I did not take this one since I was already in GU, and as you see, it was a lot more volatility in GU compared to EU, which is okay, right? Come Wednesday was the day of my girlfriend's competition, so wasn't really checking my phone that often since, you know, I was driving around Manchester, which is a pain in the fucking arsehole. If you've never done that, would not recommend. But set an alert at these equal lows here, 15 minute equal lows, also a little fair value gap here. And I believe this is also a 4 hour even, 4 hour fair value gap. So it's quite a nice looking area to take a trade off of. I'm going to get rid of this since it's just blocking everything now, and I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. So this is the trade. 4 hour fair value gap, 4 hour low, but it was also, you know, just hourly low, 15 minute equal lows, you know, whatever you want, time frame you want to try. Time price is fractal, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Anyway, got an alert off. We swept buy side liquidity, no, not buy side, sell side liquidity, and we've tapped into this 4 hour fair value gap. So it's a very good zone to be looking for longs, since we are incredibly bullish, and I believe on the daily marked out this This high created by news, I believe. Or it might not be news. Anyway, this is a pretty prominent high. Right, so this was the target, and then eventually this will be the target, as well as these equal highs, filling out more of this gap, and then even eventually up on here, the monthly high. Or 3 months high, whichever one. So, pretty nice trade, played out nicely, held all the way through. The confluence was obviously sweep, 4 hour fair value gap. We had a 5 minute. No, we didn't have a 5 minute market structure shift. Didn't have a 5 minute market structure shift. See, I didn't even have time to label it because I was out and about, but only 1 minute. So I tried to do this quick. Not me. Alright, here we go. On the 1 minute, as you see, clear market structure shift. So you had this high here, came on, came lower, big 1 minute candle, explosive up. And this fair value gap usually never ever gets filled because it's kind of like I think ICT explains it as a breakaway gap or some shit like that. I haven't got a clue. I haven't watched a single ICT video. It's fucking boring. So it's like a breakaway gap, whatever. It's a fair value gap that never gets filled for whatever reason. It never seems to. But on the 5 minute, which was quite nice, we created a fair value gap, which was this here. This fair value gap. So entered off of this fair value gap. It looks like I was a bit higher, but I didn't label it, so I don't even know why I entered here, but I entered here. It would have been off this fair value gap retracement since we wrote structure on the 1 minute. Created a 5 minute fair value gap after sweeping sell side liquidity, 4 hour fair value gap getting filled. It's looking nice. And then obviously got tapped into, got wicked into, and then price came on up, wicked it down into it again, and then just shot up and did not look back. At these highs here, I moved my stop to break even, just to be safe. This area of buy side liquidity, just in case it would come up here, sweep, and then come crashing on down. So I moved my stops to break even, held the position, and it went all the way up to my take profit, giving a nice 4.42 risk reward, which is quite nice. And you see the buy side level of liquidity, which I was after on the Tuesday, was a pretty decent area to get out at, since we never progressed higher and we've been coming down ever since. So it was a very nice take profit, very nice trade. And for not actually, being at a computer, looking in the morning, it's not bad. Just setting an alert, quick glance, see what price action's saying, and then take the trade, hope for the best. And it's not the way to trade, but I ended up working in our favor here, so it's pretty good. And then that was Thursday, and then it brings us to today's trade. So got back from Manchester yesterday, midday-ish. So woke up today, gone to the gym, got a new PR, which you're not interested in, but it's for me. This is my little log. Got a new PR, got 130 kilo bench for 2. Second one very scrappy, but still got it up without assistance, which is quite nice. Anyway, enough about that. So I dropped down to the 15 minute, right, and I was thinking, because this is a big 4 hour fair value gap. Okay, you can see the wick here, big empty body. I was thinking, because we tapped on into this, you see, we came on, tapped on into it, and was given a reaction. Not an explosive one, but we were given a reaction, right? So come 8 o'clock in the morning, I labelled this area. This originally would have been a market structure shift, but after wicking up here and then coming on, crashing on down, it was a liquidity sweep, which was accurate. So then I dropped down. I also created a market structure shift on the same candle, swept liquidity, market structure shift on the 8 AM market open candle. Right, so I went on the 5 minute. Originally waited for price to form a fair value gap, formed this one here, and then price just continued to sell off continuously. So I was like, all right, okay, price ain't gonna tap on into here. I wouldn't typically want to take my, enter my trade here and stop loss either here or at the high. I wouldn't like doing that, because most of the time it would tap into this one and then continue lower, since within this range should also be equilibrium. Let me just check that. No, it wasn't. I didn't check that this morning, no. I was half asleep, obviously. So yeah, liquidity sweep, market structure shift. Looked like a good trade to take. So after this candle close, formed this fair value gap, placed my order at this fair value gap, and as you see, we were hella fucking choppy for the next like 40 minutes. And it came close to 9, and I see we inverted this gap. So I was like, oh shit, well, here we go, stop loss is coming. And I basically was a little bitch and didn't hold. I wanted to play it safe just so I could have a winning week, but that's not what you should do, because I've got this line of defense as well as this fair value gap, which I should have, I should have held for, should have seen the reaction at least. But after seeing this candle close, I moved my stop to break even. Well, I moved my take profit to break even. So if we did manage to come on down, I thought we would come on down. I was fairly confident I was going to get taken out, just simply because we had this fair value gap here on the 1 minute, pretty big fair value gap. So I was thinking, price closed above here, it's going to want to retrace down to this this fair value gap, but you see, it took me out, lost 50 quid on 200k. It's really not that deep, but the trade did manage to actually play out, so I missed out on this opportunity. But I wasn't feeling too confident about it, since we had this massive fuck off 4 hour fair value gap, which price could have easily been filling, and then at any point react off of and continue higher. Although we did have the 4 hour market structure shift. I didn't trust this 4 hour fair value gap. Didn't really know how price was going to react off it. And if you don't know, it's probably best not to take the trade, because you got to be 100% sure. Because then you'll just be like entering for the sake of entering, for the hope that you're going to make money, and that's not the aim of the game. So you're not supposed to try and make money. Of course, everyone wants money, but if you're entering solely off money, then you're going to lose a hell of a lot more than if you actually learn and practice the art of day trading. Because then once you've mastered the skill, just rinse and repeat whatever the fuck you do, and then in the long term it will bring you money. But if you're just getting into it simply because of the money, you're going to fail, you're going to push around, kick down on your arse, and eventually you're going, alright, I'm fucking sick of it, but because you'll keep losing your money. That's basically when it comes to gambling. If you're just in it for money, that's what little bitches do. But this was originally my take profit. This was also going to be my first take profit at this sort of like hourly order block sort of thing going on here, just in case, because it was also 4 hour fair value gap, hourly order block, come on down into here and then get a nice reaction off of it. Most likely going to hit my stop loss, but it didn't hold the trade, got taken out too early. I just got to trust the process, man. I need to trust my analysis, trust the process, but this 4 hour fair value gap making me unsure. So I did the right thing and got out. Well, now it's not the right thing, obviously, because it went and hit my take profit, which would have been a 3.2, but regardless of that, we can't get greedy, and I will show you proof of entry, and my fat ass face cam kept blocking it every single time because I'd always forget. So let me just switch that. Let me just move that real quick. 2 seconds, mate. I'm up here now. Right, you see here, The account is now on 195. So last week it was on 182. So roughly just below 9% drawdown, and now I am 2.5% drawdown. So in the past, we'll call it 10 days, because it was from Wednesday. No, it was on Thursday, Friday, and then this week I've managed to get about 7%. That's right, my maths doing it properly. It's about 7% gain on the 200k, which is quite crazy. But it kind of fucked up my emotions for today's trade, because I was really hesitant to hold the trade, since I didn't want to take a loss, since I've been, hopefully I don't jinx myself, but doing quite well recently. Yeah, pretty good trading week, and if you want proof of execution, here we are. So see today's trade, minus £50. Wednesday's trade? Yeah, Thursday I didn't trade. There was too much news going on. Thursday was a non-trading day, because there was hella news. So Wednesday, cheeky 2% gain. You see this was the Tuesday. No, this was Wednesday's gain. This minus 900 was the Tuesday news, which I moved my stops to break even. It just completely ignored that and then hit my full take profit to extent. Yeah, and then these 2 days were, I forgot what fucking day was this. The 11th and 12th. Which days were them? We'll go Thursday and Friday last week. Yeah, Thursday, Friday last week, which I made a video on already covering. So that's quite nice, but hella losses. Couple of big wins, but hella losses. I've had this account for just 2 months now, actually, because yeah, I got it since requesting my first 100k payout, which is the first payout ever. So I was a little hot-headed, kind of lost my composure a bit, shit hit the fan, and then lost a bit of bread. Well, not really, because technically it's on paper until I pass the account, so I haven't lost anything until I lose the account. But yeah, there's proof of execution. There's the 4.42 trade. That's the news trade, which I lost 1%. Well, not 1%, 0.5%, because I've been... yeah, each one of these trades is sticking to my risk management. Since I was solo and drawdown, I was only risking 0.5%. So from risking 0.5%, I've made 7% in the past 10 days. So technically speaking, I don't know. I've just come home from work. I'm fucking tired, but I've been risking 0.5% and made 7% back over the past 10 days, which is pretty incredible. Which would be what, 14? If I took all these trades on my 100k live, when the fuck I get access to it, and they give me my fucking money, I would have made 14% over the past 10 days, which is pretty crazy, and I'm pretty happy with that. But gotta be emotionless, mistakes will happen if you get cocky and confident. But anyway, this wraps it up. Quick trade recap. The missus is outside, need let her in. God bless her, she puts up with me. And yeah, good shit, Joe. Good shit and a bear.